Hey guys, it's me, your hostess Liberty. I'm hoping that I didn't fuck something up, but we'll soon see if I did. Maybe? Yeah, oh god, I fucked up. Okay, so I didn't actually hit the record button, even though I hit it. So, we're going to do a rundown of what I've found out. Okay, so basically, we already had the tree ready. Don't look at the pictures, just ignore them for now. So we already had the tree ready. We already had everybody already locked in properly. It was just a matter of finding the pictures and finding the pictures for Andrew and Peter. No, the pictures for Peter, Sharon, the boys, and Cricket. And basically and a second picture for you. And basically what we found out was that if we go to Sherry's hair, we found out that, of course, Tony, Mark, and Cricket, who's the eldest, Mark has baseball accomplishments, and they're still in school. Now, the thing that was throwing me for a loop was that I didn't realize that Cricket was a child actor. So when they said actor for her, I was like, Hannah? Actor? What you mean? So I got told to look into lanes across America, right? I'm just gonna do it all again, just to show you guys my thoughts and how I got there. So they said to look in lanes across America, and then they said formerly lamb. So I'm like, lamb. So I googled lamb and it came up with there's too much for this. And then I realized, okay, it was in Miami started. So we got this with a picture of the wedding photo, right? That included Sharon and Drew, her dead husband, and his best friend Pete, who she ended up marrying, and her mother, which was Sherry. So that was cool. We got those. And not Sherry, her mother, who was not Bess, but the other one. What's her name? Where is she? Barbara. Yeah, so there's a picture of Barbara there. There it is. She's very lovely. So we got this photo. Where is it? This lovely wedding photo. Yep. Then I can't fully remember how, but we found a photo of Cricket. Oh, right. I looked up Cricket. And, yeah, so we went Cricket, York. We learned about the Liberty Library. It was a children's show. And there were multiple adults and children interacting with different puppets. And it turned out that she was one of them. We didn't have any pictures of her, so I looked up core thematic and we found out that, okay, this one's funny because it's very much a thing that happens. A math textbook company that did that basically they did a comparison between the 4th and 5th edition textbooks because people were complaining it was like double the price, and they found 16 different changes. And basically it was just the cover changed, and then they changed instances of 4th to 5th, but they just did Control F, which is fine, in the document, and just they fucked up because you're supposed to look for the 4th side of a triangle but ended up with like the 5th side because they changed it. Then after that I looked up educate. And in Educate 2, there was a tutoring thing, and they showed us a picture of a Cricket with her brothers. So that's how we got those two pictures. We got this one of Cricket with this fella. And then we got this one of Cricket and her 2 brothers. And we know one of them likes baseball. That's Mark. And the other one, Tony, likes, well, he's just really smart. So, that's where we got the photos. We put all the photos in. Bada bing, bada boom. We win it. Let's put her in there. And now, we've been given this. I haven't looked at this yet. This came up. Inconsistencies. What? Huh. You'll be able to end your search and reveal the truth. You have 13 possible root trees left to identify. What? Oh. Okay, so Frank Williams, we're not 100% sure, right? I think we found 4 smoking guns. I'm pretty sure he is a root tree. Next. Clementine Stewart, the police officer. Oh, there's another clue. Okay. Well, we'll look at that. We found 5 out of 6 for Mark. I'm pretty sure Mark is root tree, but we'll keep looking. Don't know who this is. This is David. There's a ton of them. I'm pretty sure James and Robert are both root trees. So, and yeah, we're pretty sure that Robert is a root tree, right? Yeah, because she had twins. Okay. Lang Min, very sure she's a root tree. Right. Lang Min was... Yes. Suarez Flavio, definitely a root tree. Heather Ford. We're not sure. We don't know who her spouse is. Doesn't asthma run in the family? I don't think Guy had asthma. I don't know. Oh. Right. There was a question about Ronald and that whether they were actually root trees. I mean, it's through her line, so obviously they are root trees. But we're going to have to look further. Alright. Rubber duck. Our time is not over. Talk to me, ducky. Unseen evidence. Right, you're right. I do have some unseen evidence. What is this? According to Clark, Ruby Spratt, the company's lawyer, has been throwing away the DNA. What? The bitch! Bonnie Hudson. Something doesn't sit right with Sam, and the 2 of them ask for your help. They're hoping that with your evidence and understanding of the family tree, you can verify which people are almost certainly legitimate root trees, very unlikely, and which of them are too ambiguous. Additionally, with the suspicion on Ruby Spratt, it's possible that some of her behaviors in the past have also been cast into doubt. Ruby Spratt, you bitch! Alright, talk to me. Anonymum seems like a dead end, but I bet if you poke around some more, you can dig up some new information. Anonymum. Okay, let's check out the periodicals. Anonymum. Who is not good at respecting people's... Miami Mercury. Piketty. Silver Screen Magazine. Startlet. Team Blast. Oh, is it Mom? Because Americans. And their weird obsession with O's. Not afraid to expose details that our other publications would avoid. Shortly after the announcement that Jane Doe Roottree was not a Roottree, Piketty exposed personal details about the story of Anonymum under the Anonymum the Anonicon. They said Anonymum worked as a manager at a department store in North Carolina, and her daughter's name was Courtney May. The woman that vouched for a famous cover story is named Corinne S. That she filed for bankruptcy. The article speculates that Anonymum and Corinne were in on it together, and even speculate they might have been lovers. Piketty is not a credible publication. Corinne. Okay. Alright. We're back to Anonymum. Where is she? Anonymum! I realize that this is... No. Okay. Let's see. Child is named Courtney May. Mother works in... Anoni works in as manager in department store in North Carolina. Corinne S. vouched for and is bankrupt. May be lovers. What could I get from that? Ducky, talk to me. Company records? Oh, right. Huh? Wait, what do you mean? Where's Guy's period? Guy was around here. Christine Farrow. Christine Garland. No longer working there. Corinne Schwartz. Beatrice Watts? Could it be Beatrice Watts? Possibly Beatrice Watts. Okay, let's have a look at Beatrice Watts. Beatrice Watts. Okay. Corinne Schwartz. Oh, here we go. Some of the people attempting to track Anonymum were harassing her. She recently had to take leave of absence. She worked at a car dealership. She's begging people to stop the accusation so she can get back to normal. Every article you find, the journalists involved have independently verified that she's not Anonymum. No, we don't think she is. She thinks she's with the person who is Anonymum. Alright, Duck. Help me. Yes. fine. They want me to put it up on the board. Okay. Okay. No, her name was, my brain stopped. Beatrice Watts. Right. Which means the daughter is May. Courtney May Watts. Oh, wait. What? Why would she be married? Duck. Help me. She doesn't. Courtney May Watts, you think? She has... She fucking does. She's an adult. Has a simple website with black... I thought she'd be too young. Wait. 79. Oh, she'd be in her 20s. If 19-ish. 18, 19. Okay, never mind. All right. A simple website with black text on white background and a few images. From the view counter, you can tell that you're one of only a few hundred people who has visited it. She's not... phone, shut up. She's not shy about claiming she is Jane Doe. She has posted an obscured cover from the time she was featured on Newstime, as well as a different picture of herself that appears to be a wedding photo. True story of Jane Doe Roottree, courtesy of Courtney May Newton, formerly Watts. Newton. Everyone has everything wrong. My mum approached the Rootttrees before 5Ps was ever on the cover of Newstime. Nobody at the Roottree company took us seriously. They only listened to us after we appeared on TV and in magazines. The site has a scan letter from Ruby Legal Group to Courtney May's mother, Beatrice. Oh. In very polite legal terms, it seems to accuse her of exploiting their name and orders her to leave the Rootttrees alone. Dated from a few weeks before the 5Ps article appeared and seems legit. Also discusses her mother's magazine feature in more detail. Did you know how difficult it was to convince anyone to tell our story? My mum didn't want to show her face because everyone in the media we approached assumed she was lying because her story was just like 5Ps. But my mum's story was first. Mum was advised by Ryan and Cork. Copy. To tell Newstime that seeing 5Ps on the cover was what inspired her to go public. That's the only way Newstime would agree to it and help her get on TV, but it's not true. Our story was first. Courtney's defense continues, but much of it is repetitive and useless. She discusses the DNA test and defends her mum's character. She's amazing. She's the nicest woman in the world. She has diabetes and works at a department store, but still managed to help pay for my apartment in the big city so I could stay with my high school sweetheart. I got a degree in nursing, so I learned about DNA in college, but I'm beginning to think it's all a lie. Mum is 100% confident there is nobody else who could be the father. Either they did the test wrong, or DNA is complete BS. She is not a liar. They probably did the test wrong. It sounds like they were trying to fuck things up. Okay, so she's married to someone named Newton. Unknown Newton. Unknown. Okay. She's a manager? Nope. Not a cashier. Comedian, construction, dancer, director, no. No. None of that. Retail. There we go. Alright, Ryan and Cork is an unremarkable law firm based in North Carolina named after its senior partners, Winston Ryan and Gregory Cork. The firm mostly handles local cases and... where is it? North Carolina. Scan of the DNA tests. Okay, Gregory Cork then. Maybe one of these are kind of shit. Okay. Courtney May Newton. Okay, alright, let's check out these things that we found. Okay, DNA test. Let's have a look. Combined relatedness. Isn't that weird? That might mean that Bonnie is not... Okay, let me write that down. Checks against Bonnie Hudson, Guy's twin sister, and doesn't confirm. Is Guy and... oh no. No. Okay, firstly, Guy and Bonnie might not be Rootttrees. They might not be Rootttrees at all. But if she's actually his twin sister, it should conclude that they are... unless she was swapped at birth. Could be a case of birth swap babies, or somehow Bonnie is not Guy's twin. Oh, Genetico. DNA Techo. Okay, let's check out DNA Techo. Genetico is a DNA testing company. It's new. It's fairly cutting edge. Okay. According to their site, was responsible for the DNA test that proved that Felix Fellows was a Roottree. Okay. They put the name of the person on the test according to the legal ID, which is why it says David instead of Felix. That's a lie. The test is a lie. Okay, so that's not a proper test, because it doesn't have her legal name on there. Because Guy Hudson is dead, there's no named DNA source for Guy. They tested Felix's hair versus a hair sample sent from the Rootttrees. It's listed as Jane Doe because it wasn't collected in person, but the Roottree company let them know it was from Bonnie Kellogg. This is why it says paternal aunt. The left and right sets of numbers are essentially signatures that perfectly match the DNA of the two people in question, nobody else. The way the test works is that if certain parts of the signature are shared, then it's very likely the two are related. As far as you can tell, they're a legitimate company. They don't seem to have any reason to create fake tests. But... But Ryan and Cork might. Let's have a little look about them. Nothing there? Business Watch. What do you have to say about them? Nothing? Telephoto probably has nothing to say about them. Team Blast? No. No. Piketty. No? News time? Bounty County Times. Miami. The Herald Ruled. Okay. Well, let's see if we can figure out Winston. Right. Maybe there's something to say about those two. I don't trust these fuckers as far as I can throw them. You know? And I can't throw them very far. I'm just putting that out there. There's something about them that's skeevy. Okay, well, nothing about him. Fine, Gregory Cork then. I don't trust this fucker. I'm checking all of them. I guess there's nothing wrong with them. Huh. Okay, well, that's... Let me look at this again. 14. No match. Nothing matching. 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 No match there. Oh, wait, there's a 16 there. How unlikely is it for somebody just living in the same area not to have a single match? There's a sort of a match there. Not an exact match. That one's close. They're very close though. In some areas. I'm hung up on this. It would have the child's name. Child's name is not Jane Doe. Oh, what's the name of the... Adrian... Wait. Adrian Rowland. Okay, let me check this guy. Adrian Rowland. I'll note that down anyway. Is name on DNA test. Okay, let's check out the other stuff then. Example DNA test. Oh. Why is Adrian's name on here as well? This is a DNA test you got from Dinatico's website. Famous test that proved Felix Fellows was a root tree. They received his permission to post it. 99% chance David Fellows is related to the alleged aunt who is listed as Jane Doe. Yeah. Let's see that. The other one's sort of really shit, isn't it? Yeah, there's some connections. $12. Okay. T-pox. On the other one, there was some similar numbers that were close. Not quite as much as this one, but some. It should have been more than 0.5%. The DNA tests are a bit... Jane Doe. Okay. So this is Jane Doe root tree. Okay. Jane Doe. Oh no, this is Jane Doe. Okay. Retail. Okay. Courtney May and Danny Newton, who is an ambulance driver. Okay. Danny Newton. Where are you, Danny? Works with the... Are you ambulance? Medic? No. Doctor? Nurse? Construction dancer, director, doctor. Doctor, maybe? And there you are on your wedding day, dear. Driver? Could be a driver. Firefighter? Nurse? Maybe? History. Let's go back to Courtney May. Who is she? Okay, so she's a nurse. Alright, cool. Nurse. Alright. Alright, Rubber Ducky, I need your help. You're going to have to do more digging, you bet. Regina Clementine email. Okay, the Regina Clementine email. Apparently, okay, let's see. Regina Salazar. Did we even Google her name? Regina Salazar. She's a Slytherin. Duck. Mary Beth visited Dutler County. Okay, Mary Beth Clementine. Let's have a look then. Mary Beth Clementine. Played religious hymns at the Miracle Congregation's church. His eyes on the sparrow. Oh. Copy. His eye on the sparrow holds a very special meaning to me. As you know, I have a very difficult upbringing. It's no secret that my own eyes have always been a source of struggle. Right, miracle. Song is about overcoming sadness and hardship through Jesus. If God can find a way to watch over every sparrow, he can watch over those made in his image. His family fortune does me no good as a man of the Lord. It's much better spent spreading his word. I felt a kinship with Mary Beth ever since I heard her voice. When I learned her personal story, I knew I had to help in whatever way I could. The Bible's full of adoptions, from Moses to Esther. Spending your life taking care of those helpless to help themselves is incredibly noble. She and her son are welcome to stay in our guest home. Her first visit was a massive success. Unusual circumstances of her second son's adoption have prevented her from touring recently. Religious hymn. Singer realizes they should not feel discouraged or disparaged by their troubles, as God is watch over every creature. Mark Clementine, okay. I mean, I can get some help with this, but I've got to put it together in my head, right? And make it work. Florida. Listener speak from Los Angeles. Who was the basket baby? Emergency landing. And then he punched Billy Sims. Or he was punched by Billy Sims. I don't know how that's supposed to help me, Ducky. Featured in a magazine. Yeah. The Portland Terror... That's a... Oh my god. New magazine unlock. Motherfucker. Oh, that's all of them. Okay. Crocodile Clementine. Let's go. Periodicals. Where are you? Portland? Crocodile Clementine. Okay. Right. That. They provided the name for him. I keep forgetting that we're supposed to be on the lookout for, like, magazines and shit. Some details about Crocodile Clementine's major arrest. He was flying weekly between Los Angeles, Juarez, and Vancouver in a small plane. They were very low, literally under the radar. He was only caught because he was bit by a crocodile in the leg and had to call in a mayday because he was losing blood. Tried to tell them he was a crop duster who somehow cut his leg on a loose piece of metal in the cockpit. But his story seemed very odd, and controllers quickly alerted the police without informing him. They were waiting, and he was promptly arrested. What did that tell me, game? Huh? Right, the Roottree Rift. I haven't really... Alright, well, let's... Nothing there, so let's go to... News time. Nope. Starlet. Nope. Piketty. Nope. Business Watch. Okay, the article mentions that nobody from Roottree that they reached out to was willing to go on the record. The family actually had a preliminary vote after Carl Roottree died, but before the release of Six Pieces, and decided they wanted Ron to take over because of his experience in running RR Productions. Okay, but Ron seemed way too eager and personally motivated. They were worried he would get the Glancead Trust to remove Robbie Roottree. Why is he upset about Robbie? I thought they made up. Okay. They stalled and Ron became frustrated with the delay. When Six Pieces came out, he saw his chance to force action while the family was in the limelight, released the press release himself in an attempt to get the ball rolling faster. This caused chaos within the family. They tried to save face by allowing Ron to take over as co-president with Clark, but according to Business Watch's source, Ron was impossible to deal with. It seemed like he was unwilling to protect the Glancead Trust, and they eventually let him go. Except he's now trying to get rid of the Glancead Trust. Okay, Ruby Sprat, you piece of shit. Let's have a looky at you, eh? Oh. Okay. It's clear that it allows the entire Roottree family to earn money based on the profits of the Candy Company. That the infallible legal aspect of it were designed by Clancy Edward Roottree to secure the future of his father's famous name. We sort of know about it. Clark Rafferty, as well as Ruby Spratt and her company, Ruby Legal Enterprises, were featured in Business Watch. After the company took over as the keepers of the Glancead Trust, there's an article about that process that interviews both Clark and Ruby. Ruby actually approached the Roottree sometime in late March after the Roottree Rift, but well before Roottree Mania. Quickly jumped on the chance. Ruby came to the conclusion that Clancy Edward Roottree's implementation was not legally sound, that there would be constant legal challenges without some modifications. They decided to put her in charge of the trust. I don't fucking trust this bitch. Ruby Legal Enterprises has been described as a mix between law and PR. Helped them draft a public statement accepting Sam into the family. Ruby Legal is now in charge of many financial aspects. I don't trust this bitch as far as I could throw her. I'm just putting that out there for everybody to know. There's something wrong with this bitch. Oh, okay. Her valedictorian speech was somewhat controversial at the time, as it was quite serious with a heavy focus on wealth inequality. Didn't go over well with the predominantly middle to upper class audiences. The editor of Heralded at the time said Ruby, unsatisfied by simply earning her place at Mideastern with a full scholarship, went on to earn a captive audience of her peers with a perfect GPA. Felt like the ideal occasion for a celebration of an undoubtedly incredible individual. The parents in the religion of poverty, but unfortunately, judging by the silence, they remained unconvinced. She's the last boss of this game. Okay, a lawsuit between her and Cicely Sanchez. Cicely didn't have the rights to distribute the photos of Guy Hudson. Piketty apparently announced that they would be pulling their issue the following day. Cost the issue to sell faster than any other in the magazine's history. Though only for a day. Caught the eyes of conspiracy theorists. A legal analyst for News Times states that it was unlikely that Ruby could have had the story pulled if it had gone to court. Piketty likely got more eyes on it than it would have if the Rootttrees just ignored the story. Maybe that was the plan. Piketty had nothing to say about her. Oh! She's everywhere, man! Featured in the Cortland local team making change for foster care system. According to the article, Ruby Spratt grew up in the foster care system, was apparently the valedictorian of her skill, and was a Girl Scout who, at the time of the article, earning her Gold Award. This required a project to help the community, and Ruby chose to raise money to build a fountain she called Foster Fountain. Okay. A few small pedestals that stick up high above the water. People are expected to toss coins into the fountain for good luck and will be encouraged to aim for the top of the pedestals. All the coins scraped from the bottom are slated to be donated to the foster care system. Coalition of local businesses that sponsor the fountain have committed to matching any of the donations successfully land on the targets. Oh, that's cute. That's actually really cute. I still hate her though. Okay, let us look into the foster fountain. Nothing? Okay, I didn't think that would be the case. Nope. Yes. Ruby Legal Enterprises. Okay. Yeah, we know about that. So she wants the trust. She's been given hold of the trust, right? She's been trusted with the trust. But she's kind of... Okay. Yeah, we know about Cicely Sanchez. But she's kind of all about eating the rich. Don't mind me, I'm just checking everything. Okay. Alright, Duck. What? Alright, the fountain. Sure. Ruby... Wasn't that her name? Yep. What was it called? The fountain. Foster Fountain. Fountain of Youths, also known as Foster Fountain, is a fountain found in a small park in Portland. A website for Portland's parks and recreation mentions under a trivia section was conceived by Ruby Spratt, an alumni of foster care system. Fountain is unique because it has special targets that visitors can aim their coins towards. If a coin lands on one of those targets, each of the sponsored businesses matches it. This isn't a huge amount of money from each business, but more than 100 businesses have agreed to participate, so each penny becomes $1. That's cute. That's cute. Okay. Fountain of Youth. Youths. Fine. Okay. Dedication ceremony. Apparently the unveiling of the fountain, the mayor of Portland made a speech. There were performances by multiple local entertainers, as well as ribbon cutting from the people most instrumental in bringing the fountain into fruition. The article calls out that all of the performers and speakers, with the exception of the mayor, were foster care alumni. Most of them grew up together as close friends. This includes poets, musicians, and dancers. Dirte Davy. Yeah. So she has a connection to him. Okay. Oh, we checked that already. Mentions her most famous role. Good call, game. Good call. We're piecing things together. Guys like us. It sold moderately well, and there's talks of a... Okay, starring Leslie Florence and Harrison Wayne. Harrison Lane. Even with the success, she retired for much is known until recently. It came out that she died of a genetic disease known as Huntington's. Huntington's disease in the 60s. Let's see if she's in here somewhere. Silver screen? Oh, that's... Oh no, Starlet. No? Seriously? That's kind of mean. Wild Bill Williams. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look for Wild Bill. Sorry, I'm sort of burning out, so I kind of want to rely on Ducky a bit more. I've done my time. I've proved my trenches. Okay. Did not make an appearance at the Gwyn's funeral. Because of his absence, there were rumors he must have already died. But according to a reporter who tracked him down, he's in his 70s, lives in Paris, and is still perfectly fine. He even went on record saying, I think it was Mark Twain who said the rumors of my death are being greatly exaggerated. The few years I spent with Gwyn were just one stop along the very long and complicated journey that has been my life. Last time they spoke was divorce papers. Never contact her or the kids. They never reached out to me, even as adults, so I have to assume she made some idea of why she hated me so much and the sacrifices she made on my behalf. Wish them all well, and I'm sorry for their loss, but we've been strangers for 40 years. Huh. I don't know what that tells us. Does that even tell us anything? Like... I think they were over here, right? Bill? Where's Wild Bill? Gwen. Yeah. I don't see how that would have been their... Like, okay. They must be their mother's children. Like, she's a root tree from the go. She's a root tree from the go, which means they have to be root trees from the go. There's no question about it. They're definitely root trees. Right? Because their mother is a root tree. Now, if their father was a root tree, you could say, okay, no, but because their mother's a root tree, that's the main bloodline. See, that's the thing people don't think about, right? In this whole patriarchal bullshit sort of nonsense. Okay, so it's better to... Surname should be carried with the woman, is what I'm fucking saying. Because she's the one who gives birth, right? So you're for sure her child. The man, you can never know. She might have fucked up somebody else. But the child is hers. Unless there was a swappy at birthy situation going on. She holding that child, it's her child. The surname should carry on with the woman, not with the man. The man got squat to do with it. All he determines is the sex. Okay, good on him. Good job. You determined the sex of the child. But the woman is the one who carries the child, births it, and then her name should carry on down with it because it makes the most sense because you know that that child is her child. And thus, you are for sure certain that the name carries down the line. Not that we should care that much about carrying names down the line or anything like that. Like, fuck that. But I'm just saying, it makes sense from a logical point of view and standpoint that the woman be the one to carry down the name. Because the woman is the one that the child, you can be sure, is hers. Look at this family tree. I can't be sure about yours. She could have had sex with anybody. They might not necessarily be your children. But hers? Yes, absolutely is she her. This is her child. For sure, 100% certain. And she gave birth to those two boys. 100% certain. They're root trees. Like, what are we talking about? Sorry, I need a drink after that. So any of the female... Where's the other? It's another sister, right? Your line is fine. Gwendolyn, your line is fine. Zach is a root tree. Okay. So we know that she... Though they're root trees. Her children are root trees. Her children are root trees. I don't know about your children. Not sure about your children either. Oh, there you go, Zach. Have your face. You know? So I'm just saying, we know for sure that the boys, the Ron and that are root trees. Let me check this. I mean, I'm pretty sure that... let's fucking... Doc, talk to me. What's next? Penelope Tessagreen. Alright. I'm going off on a bender, guys. I'm going cray. My cray is craying. Comedian was part of a recent the Laugh Club. Okay, yep. She had babies, and we saw pictures of the babies for the Laugh Club. The best medicine, okay, is laughter. And it was to help fund a cure for Huntington's. Up until recently, I didn't know anything about it. The last few months, I've gone from knowing nothing to learning more than any one person should ever have to. Hopefully the increased awareness is the first step to finding a cure. Oh, so that's their dad. Wait a minute. Oh. Well, yes, of course. Game. I already know that they're her children. They're doubling down. The game is doubling down. Okay. Okay, so Walter, Wild Bill, has Huntington's at the moment. So they're saying, the game is like, are they really Roottree? Yes, they're their father's children. Yes, they're their mother's children too. What are we talking about? Because one of the kids has Huntington's. Probably Christina. Or Jack. Or herself. Wait, Huntington's doesn't come out until... Wait, I need to check this. Hey, you gonna tell me what... Huntington's... Yep. Oh, so... There is no cure. Genetically from parent to child. Has the disease, there's a 50-50 chance that the child will get it. Cannot be passed on recessively, meaning cannot skip a generation. Someone has a mother or father with Huntington's, they themselves do not receive it from that parent. But they didn't receive it. Huh? Unable to consent such a test and therefore are very rarely tested. So what's his face has Huntington's. Yeah. So Ronald has Huntington's. Because kids can't really be tested for it. That's sad. Yeah, that's sad. That's kind of sad. One more hint. I did. Oh, RR Productions. Oh, has it changed hands because of his Huntington's? Guys Like Us remake. No, sorry. Guys Like Us remake. Has been discussed a few times. Website, Move News logo is a crow on a cow. Cameron Diaz, Linda Florentino and Chris O'Donnell. Remake has been put on indefinite hiatus due to its director dropping out due to a medical issue. So yes, that's his dad. We figured this. All right. I thought I already did. Didn't I already look in Starlet for Wild Bill Williams? I thought I had. Oh no, Leslie Florence, okay. Throughout his lifetime that he's been seen in public with 3 special passages. Walter Forsyth, I know. He's talking about Gwen. I'm already taken. I did a friend favor. Yes, we know a rumor he had a divorce. She was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Yes, we knew this. I remember this from last time. They are babying. Okay. Alright, I think we end this here. That's sad news. That's sad news. But those two are fucking confirmed. You know what? We can't confirm any of the other fuckers. We really can't. We can't be confirming this shit. Okay, we can. You're confirmed. Never mind. You're confirmed. You're fine. You're fine. All right. This is what I think. I think Frank Williams definitely is. All right. No, I don't think he is. But I do think that he is. Possibly. And yes, I think she is. I actually think she is. I'm not sure. But they do say they have the DNA test, but I don't trust that bitch. Actually, I do trust Dianetico, so I do believe he is. I'm pretty sure he is, but we'll leave that. We'll leave the brothers alone. I'm pretty sure she is, but you know what? Yes, she definitely is. Suarez definitely is. Not sure about Henda and Melissa. Helen and Melissa, sorry. Heather and Melissa. Ronald and Robert definitely are. Alright, so when we get back, we're going to do more searching. Oh boy, howdy. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. The next one might be our last one. Holy shit. We're there already. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'm not ready for this to end. But end it shall, as all good things must. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care. Have a good day. Peace out, guys, and see you next time. If you want to play the game for yourself, you can find the link in the description yourself. Bye!